How managers can build an AI governance framework that enables AI and does not block it. Organizations large and medium-sized need to think about AI governance. In this video, I'm going to give key points on setting up your own AI governance framework. Organizations are under pressure to adopt AI quickly. Leaders want productivity, better service, better decisions, and faster delivery. But they also know that AI creates real risks in privacy, bias, decision-making, security, regulatory exposure, and loss of trust should something go wrong. The question is not, should we govern AI, but how do we govern AI in a way that lets the organization move quickly while still using AI safely and responsibly? I'll outline a practical AI governance framework that a manager can start implementing inside a medium or large organization. The key principle is not every AI use case needs the same level of governance. If we treat every AI activity like a major risk event, people will avoid the process. Innovation will move underground, and the organization will actually become less safe. But if we let every team use AI however they want, we also create uncontrolled risk. So the right answer is a risk-tiered framework. Start with an AI use case register. The first thing a manager needs is visibility. You can't govern what you can't see. So create a simple AI use case register. It doesn't have to be complicated. It should capture who owns the use case, what is the AI being used for, what data is being used, who is affected by the output. Is the AI making a decision, recommending a decision, or simply helping a human prepare work? What controls are in place? What stage is the use case at? Is it an idea, a pilot? Is it in production, or is it actually retired? This register becomes the basic organizational map of AI activity. This aligns with the practical direction of recognized frameworks like the NIST AI Risk Management Framework, which is built around governing, mapping, measuring, and managing AI risk, rather than treating AI governance as a one-off approval exercise. Separate low, medium, and high-risk AI use cases. You have to classify the AI use cases into simple risk tiers. A low-risk use case is where the AI is helping someone do work, but not making or materially influencing an important decision. For example, a university lecturer using an AI tool to draft an assignment question. The lecturer reviews the output. The task sits inside their normal professional judgment. There is no direct automated decision about a student. In many cases, this kind of use case does not need a major approval process. It may simply need to be permitted under policy or recorded lightly for visibility. The mistake many organizations make is to over-govern low-risk use cases. That slows people down and wastes governance capacity. A medium-risk use case is different. Here, the AI may influence the decision, affect a stakeholder, or introduce uncertainty that needs explicit controls. For example, AI-assisted marking. This does affect students. So the organization needs to ask, are we allowed to use AI for this purpose? What human review is required? Are there limits on where it can be used? How do we deal with borderline results? How do we handle appeals? What happens if the model is wrong? A sensible control might be that AI can assist with marking only where a lecturer reviews the final result, or perhaps it can be used only for lower weighted assessments. Another control might be that fail grades and high distinctions both require human remarking. The point is not to ban the use case automatically. The point is to define the guardrails, test the residual risk, and have the right accountable person accept the risk. A high-risk use case is where AI materially affects people, makes or heavily influences important decisions, uses sensitive data, operates at scale, or creates legal, ethical, or reputational exposure. That could include AI in recruitment, credit assessment, student progression, healthcare triage, fraud detection, disciplinary action, or automated customer decisions. For these use cases, the organization needs deeper review. That may include privacy, legal, cyber security, model risk, operational risk, data governance, and executive approval. This approach is consistent with current AI governance thinking. The OECD principles emphasize that trustworthy AI, human rights, transparency, and accountability should be paramount, while the ISO IEC 42001 focuses on establishing and continually improving an AI management system inside the organization. Create a small AI governance forum. The next practical step is to create an AI-aware forum. This doesn't need to be a large, intimidating committee. In fact, for many organizations, you can start with a small core functional group, for example, a business owner, a technology or data leader, and have access to privacy, legal, risk, and cyber specialists when needed. The forum's job isn't to block AI. Its job is to help the organization ask the right questions early. For low-risk use cases, the forum may simply note the item on the register. For medium-risk use cases, the forum may review the proposed controls and confirm who is accountable for accepting the residual risk. For high-risk use cases, the forum coordinates the deeper review and makes sure the right decision-makers are involved. The forum should ask practical questions. What could go wrong? Who could be harmed? What data is being used? Is the output explainable enough for the context? Where is human oversight required? How will we monitor the use case after launch? How will people challenge or appeal an outcome? In Australia, this also lines up with the direction of the Voluntary AI Safety Standard, which sets out guardrails for organisations developing and deploying AI safely and reliably. Define the on-the-ground controls. This is where AI governance becomes real. A manager should not stop at writing principles. Principles are useful, but they're not enough. For each material AI use case, the manager needs to define operational controls. That includes a named business owner, a technical owner, a clear purpose statement, approved data sources, data quality checks, privacy and security review where required, a human oversight model, testing before release, a process for managing errors, a process for monitoring drift or unexpected behaviour, a record of decisions and approvals, and a retirement plan if the use case stops being fit for purpose. For generative AI, there may also need to be controls for confidential information, prompt logging, output review, hallucination risk, copyright risk, and whether AI-generated content must be disclosed. For agentic AI, where the AI can actually take action, call tools, send messages, update records, or trigger workflows, the controls need to be even stronger. The manager needs to define what the AI is allowed to do, what it's not allowed to do, when a human must approve an action, and how the organisation can stop or reverse an automated action if something goes wrong. That's the difference between AI governance as a policy document and AI governance as an operating model. Build governance into the lifecycle. AI governance is not finished when a use case is approved. AI systems change, data changes, business processes change. People start using the tool in unexpected ways, and we want them to. Models in a managed way, models can drift. Controls that looked adequate during a pilot may not be enough in production. So every AI use case should have lifecycle stages. Idea, experiment, pilot, production, material change, review, retire. At each stage, the governance expectations should be clear. An experiment may need light controls. A production use case needs stronger controls. A high-risk production use case needs monitoring, reporting, and periodic review. For example, after 6 months in production, the owner should come back with a short review. What value has the use case delivered? What errors or incidents have occurred? Were there unexpected outcomes? Are the controls working? Has the risk profile changed? Do we need to adjust, strengthen, or retire any of the controls? This is important because safe AI adoption is not just about the launch decision, it's about ongoing management. Make value part of governance. There's one final point that's often missed. AI governance should not only ask what's the risk, it should also ask what value are we creating. If a team is using AI safely to save time, improve service, reduce manual work, detect risk earlier, or improve decision quality, that value should be captured and reported. That matters because governance should not feel like a punishment for innovation. A good AI governance model helps teams get credit for responsible innovation. It helps the organisation say, here are the AI use cases we're enabling, here is the value being delivered, here are the risks we're managing, and here are the controls that allow us to move faster, not slower. So for managers building an AI governance framework, I would keep it practical. Start with visibility. Create a simple use case register, classify use cases by risk, use a small AI-aware forum. define real operational controls, review AI through its lifecycle, and always connect governance to value. The goal is not to create bureaucracy. The goal is to create enough structure so that people can adopt AI confidently, quickly, and safely. That's how organizations move from AI experimentation to responsible AI at scale.